Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about when you're in a relationship with someone who has been spoiled rotten, or who's somebody in their family, at least one, feels that that person is most important. You know, like as if they're the golden child, what some call the golden child. And they don't seem to realize it. Okay. And by the way, that is the full moon, if you can see it in this video. It looks like a dot from what I can see, but yeah, it's a big full moon. So, and it's still dark. The other direction doesn't look so dark. Imagine that. Of course not. Okay, but how many of us have run across, you know, or been in a relationship with somebody like that? I remember when I was younger, I was probably, actually, I think in my mid-30s, I dated a man, Michael, for 4.5 years. Now, in my life, it seems like everything, so many things happen in 4.5 years. I don't know why, but I had a little time like that, 4.5 years. But yeah, Michael, I had known him probably, I'd been in a relationship with him probably, I'd say about 3 of those years before I met his mother. Okay. And I don't like that whole stereotype of mother-in-law. Well, we weren't married. We were dating, and I met his mother because Michael, I had to put Michael in the hospital. I had to get him in the hospital. He had fallen, busted his, fallen on brick on his neck, a corner of a fireplace at the bottom, and he had busted the back of his neck, and there was actual fluid in his, you know, between his scalp and his skull. Well, he was too messed up to do anything, and it's illegal to just take him to the hospital. I found that out. At least it was then and here. And if he wouldn't go, you know, by himself, and he wouldn't. He was so, it was so bad, and it went on, and finally, I'd called police for welfare checks over and over and over again, and his friends were telling me to, all this kind of stuff. And finally, they had me go before a judge, and the judge, you know, it was basically OPC, and order of protective custody, and put him in the hospital, get him in the hospital. His family was not happy about that at all. Not at all. Okay, I should correct that, because it was his mother. His dad wasn't. His dad was former military. They all were former military, actually. And his dad wasn't that type, but his mom was. And his female friends, who turned out to be his ex-girlfriends. And oh my goodness, they were just, they did not like the fact, none of them, that I was in a relationship with him. And they had already tried, just prior to that, like a few months, to break us up. Because he was this, you know, to them, you know, it seemed like he was the golden child, you know, their favorite friend and all that. But in reality, they were trying to get, all of them, wanting to get money off of him. Yeah, in some way. Okay, I don't know why my cameras give me such a hard time, but anyway, his friends, they apparently had been used to just getting money off of him. He had been I don't know if it means anything to where you live, but a Rice graduate, computer science, engineering, and he was making money, yeah. And they just saw it as a way to get money off of him. But his mother, it was that he had a life insurance policy, yeah. Okay, now I had never seen such a horrible situation, really, when he went in the hospital. He was in there for 65 days or something like that. 61 days, and for 45 of them, he was non-responsive, and he wasn't expected to survive it. They had actually told his mother the next day that if I hadn't gotten him in the hospital, he would have died that next day. And but she didn't care. I mean, it was so sad to see this kind of thing. And he was like early 40s. And it was just, you know, you would think that they, you know, a family, a mother would have some sense, but no, you know. The only thing is, was she wanted to show her superiority to me over him, and that he was superior to me, that their whole family was superior to me, when they were not superior to me. I don't judge people who say somebody's superior or inferior or whatever anyway, but by standards that I know, they weren't. Okay, standards that I know that people use, you know, to say who's higher on the totem pole and who's not. I don't like the I don't play the totem pole game. But yeah, they were not superior to me. So it was something else. Okay, and that's a story that's a long one. I want to tell one day more of it, because the things that I faced during that time, including that his friends decided that he was talking to some woman in Canada, and she was going to be the only thing that kept him alive, kept him living, is if she came, you know, to the United States and saw him, you know, drama queens, big time. I told you, histrionics, that's the cluster B personality, you know, I ran across, I think, more than narcissistic. When I think about it, these people can be cruel, but they did that to me. Well, here I am, and you know, so worried about him, and I'm dealing with all these drama queens, and they're treating him like a golden child, like I'm just some piece of crap, you know, and it was horrible. Okay, now with me, like I said, I'm not one that does like many psychologists would do. My master's degree is in sociology, and we tend to run toward a problem instead of run away from it. And yeah, I was given as much as I was getting during all that, and it was hard because, you know, you have someone, you know, you've been dating all this time, and they're in the hospital, and their family and friends are acting like crazy lunatics, and you know, you're dealing with that person could die, and with all this going on, and but I was not in it. I'm not the type of person to just take it, you know. I fight back, and which could be some of my problem is I fight back. You know, what are you fighting when you fight back? You're fighting someone who's is subhuman, as I see them. They're human anatomically, but in their minds, they're not. They're just not. Any of the cluster Bs that are, you know, not working on it, not doing something about it. You know, the borderline I have a difficult time with. I've known some people who were diagnosed as borderline, but I'm telling you seriously, they behave more on the histrionic side. So I don't know. You know, borderline was. I never hear of anybody talk about histrionics, really, seriously. I haven't. So, are they missing something, you know? Is it just easier to diagnose with borderline personality disorder than it is to diagnose as histrionics? Because they can be evil queens. Okay, I probably shouldn't have said evil queens, evil drama queens, because that would mean something else, right? But anyway, you know what I mean. But yeah, if you've ever had to deal with that, with being a person in a relationship with everybody around them, and now see, he couldn't fight back. He was non-responsive, so you know he wasn't. And anyway, I have an attitude about that, and you know, would it be up to him to respond? Would it be up to him to tell them to stop? In a way, I look at it and I say, no, that's giving him too much power, you know, too much control. Too much, you know, of a higher level that would have been, you know, like just, you know, really think about it. That's giving somebody else too much. You know, that's taken out of the situation, you know, some equality. If he determines, you know, what it is and what it isn't. Yeah. But anyway, you know, if you've ever been in relationships like that, you probably get what I'm saying. Just, and then the person doesn't have to be unresponsive or non-responsive, and you know, you're dealing with a number of people. Now, if the person isn't, the person is responsive and just seems like they deserve it, that they're right. I am the, king or queen, should stop saying queen like that. But, I'm the, if somebody does that, to me, I'm not giving anybody any advice, it's just my opinion, I could be wrong. And one size doesn't fit all anyway. But to me, it's if somebody actually feels like that in a relationship, that they're superior and all that, it's not walk away, it's run. Yeah, it's run time. Because that is never, I have never seen in any of them I've heard. I've known people that put people in that position, people I know who've been through, never has it ever done it worked out. Never. Because that person is going to see themselves as superior to their mate, whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. No, to be the person who's going through somebody treating you as the second, you're not equal to them. No, if they're thinking that way, they're not going to change. They're not going to try to give up their status. That's my opinion, like I said. Anyway, I think that's enough for this video for now. I thought I'd show you a little bit of the sunrise. You can't see it behind the houses, but hey, if you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. And this is probably going to start being a little more of a variety channel, so just fair warning on that. But if you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.